At 2 in the morning, a man typed the biggest question of his life into a machine. Should he leave the job that was quietly making him smaller? He pressed enter. 4 seconds later, the answer came back. Clear, balanced, beautifully reasoned, better than anything he could have written himself. So he followed it. That isn't the problem. The advice was good. The problem is what he noticed a year later. The next hard choice came, and he reached for the machine again, and the one after that, until one ordinary afternoon, he realized he could no longer remember how to decide anything on his own. We are the first people in history who can summon a confident answer to almost any question in seconds, and we have quietly mistaken that for wisdom. But an answer and a decision are not the same thing. An answer is information. A decision is a piece of you, your values, your fears, your sense of what actually matters, pressed into the shape of an action. A machine can hand you the first. It can never make the second. And if you let it try, something small and irreplaceable begins to fade. Over the next few minutes, I want to show you 3 things. What that fading thing is, why the ancients guarded it like treasure, and how to keep it alive in an age that is happy to think on your behalf. Picture 2 travelers, each handed the same perfect map. Every road, every shortcut, every danger, all of it marked. The first traveler studies the map, but he also looks up. He argues with it. He checks it against the hills in front of him. Slowly, he learns to read the land itself. The second traveler just follows the line. He arrives faster. For a while, he feels clever. Then one day, take the map away. Drop them both a single valley over. The first man finds his way home. The second man is lost because he never learned to see. He only learned to obey. Same map. One man it made wiser, the other it made helpless. The difference was never the tool. The difference was what each of them kept doing for himself. 2,000 years ago, a man named Epictetus, born a slave, taught one stubborn idea that outlived every emperor of his age. Some things are in our power, some things are not, and peace begins the moment you stop confusing the two. Drag that idea into our century, and it cuts like a blade. The machine controls the answer. You still control the choice. You control whether you pause before you accept it. You control what you are even willing to want. The moment you forget that line, the moment the answer becomes the choice, you have given away the one thing that was always only yours. Aristotle had a name for what's at stake here: phronesis, practical wisdom, not knowing facts, knowing what to do with these people in this situation right now. And here is what no machine can shortcut. Practical wisdom can only be grown by deciding, by choosing, carrying the weight of the choice, sometimes choosing badly and letting that teach you. It is built exactly like a muscle, only under load. So every time you let something else lift the weight for you, that muscle grows a little weaker, and you won't feel it happen. No ache, no warning. That's what makes it dangerous. Atrophy is painless. The strength is simply gone the day you finally reach for it. And it never starts with the big questions. It starts small. What should I cook? How should I word this message? What should I make of what she said? Each one alone is nothing, a tiny convenience. But decisions are habits long before they are events. The hand that reaches for the machine to settle a small thing is the same hand that will reach for it when the thing is your work, your home, your life. You are not just collecting answers. You are training yourself in who reaches first. Now, none of this is a case against the machine. The machine is one of the most extraordinary things our species has ever built. Refusing to use it would be its own kind of foolishness, like burning the map out of pride. Remember, the ancients did not fear the oracle. They walked for days to reach it, but they never once mistook the oracle's voice for their own. They asked, they listened, and then they did the hard human thing. They decided who they wanted to be and chose in line with it. The tool was never the threat. Surrender is the threat. There is a whole world between asking for counsel and asking to be relieved of the burden of choosing it all, because that burden is not a flaw in being human. It is the thing that makes a life yours. A person who never truly decides has, technically, lived, but the life was authored from the outside. They became the main character in a story something else was writing. And the cruelest part is how good it feels on the way down. Every choice you hand away arrives as relief. Lighter, easier. It's only later, much later, looking back, that you notice you were never quite there for your own life. So here is the practice. It costs about 10 seconds. When the machine hands you its clean, confident answer, don't ask first whether it's correct. Ask the one question it can never answer for you. What kind of person does this choice make me? The machine knows what is efficient. Only you know what is yours. Let it carry the information. You carry the judgment. Use the map, but keep your eyes on the land. Because in the end, no one will ask whether you always had the right answers. They will ask whether the life was actually yours. Make sure you can say yes.